I'm going to introduce the following distinguished big partners of mine, not necessarily in the important, but in the logical order. So with the first one is Dr. David Banner, who has just been voted by the Board of Directors of Ideation to be the new CEO and COO. So help me to welcome David Banners and let him introduce himself. If I'll do it, it'll be deep classes for him.
Good morning. Good morning. Glad to be among this distinguished group.
David, we can barely hear you.
Is this any
It's being
better?
recorded, David. Talk loud and clear.
It's all the volume I've got. I'm trying. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, much better. Thank you.
Not really,
Okay.
no.
Okay. Anyway,
What happened to David's face? He became another human being. Oh, now he is. Go ahead, David.
I'm just saying I'm very glad to be among this distinguished group again. I was last time I was among this group was 15 years ago. So a lot of things have happened.
So how do you planning us to be $100 million company in 5 years? It's a must. Tell them about your education and about the experience you had with ideation in just of 2 minutes.
Okay, I think maybe everybody's got my bio, or a lot of people, but I'm a chemical engineer by training, a long career in the chemical industry, and then joined Ideation after I left Cabot Corporation. And in between Ideation now, I've been in the stem cell business with clinics overseas and distributing products in the US.
Okay, so can we go with the second one? David is not in a talkative mood today. Otherwise, you'll be hearing him for half an hour, trust me. Anyway, the second one, and the one that is really energized me in particular, is an old friend from the year 2010 by the name of Frank Vo. When I met him in his house, when we cooked, when we went shopping, we became good friends in 2000. Him and Jim Harrington, there was a 3 days, if I recall correctly, it's been so long ago, a workshop that Boris and Alla and I were there to hear some of his colleagues. And at that time, we decided to have a 2020 innovation partnership, i.e. to call ourselves 2020 Innovation. And some things happened, not very much. Earlier this year, in March, I think, I don't know how exactly, but I asked Kevin, he asked me if I know him. And I said, of course. So he said, why don't you ask for him to recommend you or something? And next thing you know, I'm getting lavish-mavy email like that. That was wonderful. So we decided to get married, but this time we're going to make it because he's 72 and I'm 77. We don't have any more time to wait. Frank tell you about himself, but the 2020 innovation, he introduced me to 17 people. In my book, 4 of them, besides he and Rick, which is wonderful, the people like Morris and Toussaint and Bill, that hopefully you'll meet later, each one of them is a bundle of energy with connection, with doing, with wanting, with the desire. So the 3 of them are becoming a 100% part of ideation, to help ideation and themselves to go with the system, with their expertise. And with that, Frank, please say a couple minutes about how good you are helping to organize and helping ideation to go. And do a better job than Dave Banner. How are we going to become 100 million in 5 years, please?
All right. Well, thank you, Zion. Like Zion said, we've known each other for about 10 years. 2020 was a corporation that we dreamt about starting, and we actually did start some of it back in 2010. Since then, I've gotten involved in a number of other ventures, and one of them has to do with the innovation management standards, out of which a new version of 2020 innovation came. And basically, the innovation management standards are being written. There's 6 standards right now that are under development, 3 of which have already been released, and another 3 will be released, and then 1 or 2 more in 2020, 2021. The idea is to, for ISO and for ANSI, which is the American National Standards Institute, to sell these standards and to sell them to companies that would then use them to show that they're serious about innovation and that they're on the right path and on the right road, similar to ISO 9000 was back in back 10, 15 years ago when it gained popularity. So ISO sells them, average of about $150 per standard, $200 per standard, in that neighborhood. Some are $250. And ANSI, ANSI, also sells them. And so a year ago, ANSI appointed the company that I'm with, IAOIP, it's the International Association of Innovation Professionals, as the driver for innovation here in the United States, as the representative, if you will. Each country has a representative for innovation management. So basically, there's 42 countries involved in this around the world. The United States is one of them. There's a couple of delegates or experts on the U.S. Delegation that are on this call. 3 or 4 of them are on the call, and they've become business partners of Ideation International. And our goal is to help ANSI push innovation across America and throughout the world by collaborating with these other 41 countries, of which we're one of the 42. It should take us a couple of years to do that. Our goal is to continue to grow the business partner network with representatives from both the international delegation as well as the U.S. delegation. And that's our basic strategy for helping Ideation International to bring in heavy hitters to work with David and Zion and the other folks on the Ideation board, and these people bring their networks in, and their networks become part of the master network, the Ideation network. So far it's been working okay. We've been able to get 4 or 5 key people involved in this. We're also going to be working with Ben and with Zion and with some of the other countries on creating FACE International country properties, not properties, but corporations and organizations.
I want to say something very important. There are 120 of us for FACE Innovation. That is the 4th get-together. This is an 80-20 rule, which I believe is bullshit. That means that 20% of us, of the 120, are doing something every day, every week. I don't know around 4x and others. The biggest thing that Frank is doing to us is it making the 120 diversified with an added asset of people that each one of us can help us to grow exponentially. And the one and only done something that we are becoming one company with him is the guy that, since I met him in a blind date in a Hilton in Torrance, and he gave me that bag, if anybody can see it, that says the Innovation Lab. That bag and the contents of the book that he wrote, The Agile Innovation, is the centerpiece of what Frank is talking about. They have designed and worked together between he and Jim Harrington wrote about 200 books, 150, and they created a design for value that McKinsey is selling for $500,000. It blows my mind. We are at the entry to emerging technology, no different when the Six Sigma start and when the Lean start and all of those kind of a thing, or the Taguchi or whatever. but we are here to stay because we are the centerpiece. So what he is helping us now, because look at us. We got 11 professors. Professor cannot sell for shit. Although Ran is wonderful and what he's been doing for us is fantastic, and he's ambassador on the 23rd to go to Florida to talk to the 29 that are coming there that Frank is having a conference for. And if all of those 29 will come up, we have a heavyweight representative in 29 countries. Big time for me as a salesman. I need more people that will think how to sell it, not how to talk about it, but how to sell it. You can talk about it from today till tomorrow. If they don't buy it, then people don't get the buy-in, they come and having the design like all of you that like it. Ask Paul. I'd like to introduce at this time somebody that has been with me from the beginning and he's my maverick. And Avi, you are next, so hold on. Paul, tell them about why did you fall in love while you're working in the Pentagon in the I-3, from your point of view, not from Zion.
You hear me, Zion?
Yeah, talk louder, please.
Okay, I'll talk louder. Well, what I liked about Tree, I enjoyed the capability to quickly solve issues and problems that we had in the organization. And I used it on both technical and organizational administrative issues. And so we solved some big ones, I thought. And but I was never successful in getting the organization to actually function that way. I mean, I was the doer. I was the one that solved the problems. Everybody else did their own thing. And okay, if I got a solution, then they would accept it, but they didn't want to really participate very much. It was too much of a challenge for them to be thinking out of their box. But for me, it was great. I enjoyed the work and applied trees to probably a dozen issues in the last few years before I retired from the government. And I think successful in all of them in coming up with good solutions. That didn't mean they were accepted necessarily, but several were. So that's all.
Okay, Avi, I know that you're taking time. Please tell them why you're part of this family of mine.
Well, hello, my friends. It's great to be with you to share the same commitment to shift the point of view of the world to another way, very effective, efficient way, how to innovate and how to invent. I met Zion 7 years ago through a mutual friend, and then I realized what I already know, that one can invent and innovate with a simple way with some inventive tools. We called it then, with some systematic way. And I've been doing that for almost 30 years. And when I revealed this one, 12 years ago, I became an SIT specialist, a systematic inventive thinking specialist. It's a little derivative of the trees, and the ideation trees involves more than 400 distinctions to invent. But still, it is not so, familiar, cooperative with people. It's much easier for me to sell them the SIT with 6 inventive tools than the whole mother ship that contains so many goodies. So as a mechanical engineer and as a intellectual property attorney, and of course with some knowledge in finance because I have a finance MBA, and I've done all the roles you have met of CEO and chairman and so on. I've already done this method of SAT for more than 150 companies. But then I realized that besides of the tools, the whole world are facing some complexity of how to get friendly with those tools. So after being with you guys, this is my 3rd time on Face Innovation, and I tried with Zion various initiatives here in Israel, again, so with the biggest companies here and some initiative in the world. There is a new one that I called it and Zion called it, the new methodology of, it's called the Golden Innovation Triangle, which consists on the base, on the first one on the tools of Office of Innovation of Ideation, that's the IPS, AFD, DE, and CIP. On the other hand, the simplest methodology is the SAT, which is not yet computerized, and we are on the phase to do that. On the top, there is the innovation systematic methodology, because there is a 7 steps in order to innovate. And in the middle, there's an innovation mentor. And since I'm practicing innovation mentoring for more than 10 years, I know already that's what's missing in the innovation process is the thing that makes the people to be committed and to be with a committed dialogue. And then they maintain integrity, whatever they promise to themselves or whatever goes there. So there's other rules in order to get these golden things into reality. And that's the main thing, my concern, that I'm already doing it with Zion. And there are some companies that I'm leading now, a process of innovation and growth. One of them is Hanita Lenses. It's a little company in Israel, and it's manufactured.
You know that they're familiar with it. Bob and David Banner introduced him to Yoram. Already knows about that, and they're expecting the IP to be realized from them. So they're familiar with it. Thank you.
Validation International make a directed evolution process and created about 170 new ideas, technological. And I'm leading there a strategic process in order to create a strategic plan for the next 5 years. And this is a good pilot for us to incorporate all these golden innovation tools. And I hope that we can also do that also with the members of the Faith Innovation. And that's a great opportunity for each one of us to do it, each one in his branch, in his knowledge, in his friends.
I think, Avi, you and Frank got to get together. He will tell you about the consultant of the futures, and you tell him about the leader of the future. See if we can combine it into one human being. You know, and I'll tell both of you how to sell them on the whole thing. But look, there is a guy by the name of Tucson. Something funny happened with Tucson. We connected so quickly and so well that we really became partners. I let him introduce himself, but the funny part of it, that Avi is an attorney. And when I introduced him to Tucson, we started having a dialogue. And when I found out that Avi is also a strategic planner for the IP. So whatever IP attorney comes up with his client, he helped them how to manipulate on it, how to commercialize it on it, how to make money, what strategy to have about it. So Tucson, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me?
Tucson is one of the smartest guys I've met in many years. He has a degree from MIT in electronics. He's a patent attorney since 1995. Go ahead, Tucson.
Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be part of this team and to be part of the exciting initiative to grow the enterprise. As Zion just said, I've been practicing patent law for over 20 plus years now. And I've been working with a number of small, mid-sized, and some larger companies that have placed technology development at the center of their business growth strategies, but relatively few have been exposed to a systematic and disciplined approach to innovation management. So I'm very, very interested in combining my experience in advising companies on protecting their innovation, their intellectual property, with some of the fresh thinking and principles that underlie the ITREs and related methodologies that is collectively represented with this group. And also a delegate on the one of the ISO working groups, and have been working with others to review and refine and update the emerging intellectual property management standard, which I hope will be instrumental in helping companies sort of adopting a systematic and unified approach to innovation management. So I'm really, really excited and very interested in working with both Zion and the team at Ideation, as well as other members of the working group.
Thank you, Toussaint. Thank you.
You're
This
welcome.
is a good time to have Bob Uriot tell us what a lousy journey we had in transforming up and down, deciding on LLC and becoming an Inc. and going and that. We finally have the shares. He's going to Senate. Rick will introduce himself. He is the Secretary of Face Innovation. He will tell you about that and other things that he's going to contribute. But I like Bob Uriot to tell you about the legal. It's finalized. He promised to send the shares, so Rick will sign it together with myself, so you can all get the share that I owe you for Face Innovation. Bob, time to tell us how good we are from the legal point of view.
Thank you, Zion.
One more second. Bob is thinking in the near future how to turn Face Innovation idea into one company. We are very interested in that. Go ahead, Bob, please.
Thank you, Zion. Good to be with you all today. Three things that I want to mention that are in process. One is the more recent transactions for Face Innovation shares. Some of those were gifts and not straight transfers for consideration. So I have to retool the package a bit. So there will be a new package out this week to the recent transferees. It'll contain the shareholder agreements and consents, and then all the certificates will be issued. On the subject of certificates, we keep, when they're issued, obviously there'll be a physical specimen that'll be sent, but we keep digital copies that are archived at our firm. So don't worry about misplacing the certificate. There's a digital copy for everything.
That's a good point. I never knew that. That's a good point.
Number two, there is a joint venture between Ideation and Frank and Rick's company, 2020 Innovation, and I've been asked to kind of restructure that agreement somewhat, but keeping in mind all of the comments that have existed before and the pre-existing draft that I think Rick put together. So I'm trying to be to come up with something that captures all of the parties' interests and not have it be unduly complicated. I'm in the middle of that now.
Bob,
and we'll be able to get that out for circulation this
Bob,
week.
can I interrupt you a second?
Yes.
Okay, just for clarity, we've been having some meetings with David, and I know you haven't been part of that yet, but I think the idea is to have two separate agreements, one for the agreement between Ideation and 2020, and then the 2020 Innovation BPN partner will continue, and we'll explain the changes there. Okay. But
Yes, absolutely. I was speaking only of the joint venture.
Yeah. Okay.
Not the business partner agreement.
Okay. Perfect. Good.
The third point that Zion raised was an idea about combining Face Innovation into Ideation as one company. They are separate. They have separate ownership right now, as you know, and that is a process that can be undertaken, but I'm not sure that, I think from my point of view, and this is from a business point, I would prefer that Face Innovation kind of move forward a few months to reach a stable point, both financially and take care of all those issues before undertaking that kind of a roll-up.
That's what we decided. That's what we decided on. We are not going to do it right away.
I'm saying this for the benefit of everyone else here.
Of course, of course.
And when that happens, because of the structure, I think we can do it relatively efficiently, when everyone wishes to go forward. But that's put off for a few months here, and we'll get to it later.
Efficiently and cost effective.
Yeah,
Efficiently and cost effective. Okay.
That's the idea.
Bob, thanks a lot. So all the shares will be coming in this week, right? So we can finalize that portion. Now, what I really want you to know that the idea of face innovation is going like crazy. And Ben will talk about, I hope very soon, about face innovation of Canada and the help that we're going to get with Frank and all of that. So that's very promising. But there is a third person that is standing by. His name is Bill. Emerged based on all the many opportunities that we have in China, in Japan in particular, many opportunities that ideation has, that it will be very good if we can go ideation that is vertically, so to speak. So Toussaint is in charge of all the IP related business. Anything that comes from the IP zone, he's in charge of it. He has a title, he's part of ideation, he's in charge of all of that business. The guy that is in charge of the aerospace that I like a lot, his name is Bill. And I like Bill to introduce himself. And he's also came from the 2020 from Frank's. Bill, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, please talk to us, you old man.
Okay. Like many of you, I have a pretty eclectic background. I have academic degrees in electrical and industrial engineering and also higher education. I've worked in government, I've worked in private industry, I'm now an independent consultant. I've led groups of 5 or 6 people up to groups of over 200 people. My focus has been on I've had experience in engineering, operations research, systems analysis, strategic planning, systems implementation, change management. And kind of the upshot of that is I'm able to see things from multiple perspectives, and sometimes that serves me well. Like some of the others on the call, I'm an international committee, technical committee, ISO on innovation, but I'm also a delegate for a sister committee on quality. So I'm working on 2 international ISO committees. And I'm excited about the potential that iTrees has and, excuse me, being able to apply it to different problems, perhaps in areas where it hasn't been applied thus far.
I already introduced between Paul Sagan and him. My heart is, as a military guy like he is, we really got connected, and I'm really looking forward to work closely with him. He's being educated as we speak, so as soon as he did, we have some good intention to go back to the University of the Army in Washington and do a lot of different things with him. Right now, he's chasing a company, a non-profit in Little Rock, that more than 50% of the people are blind. So we're going to work how to make the blind better worker. I love this project, so Billy is a wonderful addition to ideation and face innovation. Now, I'd like to introduce Noel Rivera because he's an old friend. He's in Mexico, and he's in charge of ideation all of Latin America. So I'd like him to introduce himself. Noel, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Noel?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, go ahead. Talk to us in English, not in Spanish, please.
Okay. Thank you, Ryan, for the opportunity. Actually, I have met Sayon perhaps 25 years ago or so, yeah? And we have been working on this time. I am an emeritus professor at Monterrey Tech, where I am teaching still product design. Have been doing that for more than 20 years. And now I am retiring. Now
Rodrigo, we're having trouble with you, hearing you again, please.
With me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
okay.
I mean, you're sort of mumbling. Just get closer to the mic, please.
You hear me better now?
Much better.
Okay. Okay. I said I am now retiring, and I will be moving to Miami by the end of this year. And I'm intended also to start a business there in Miami. I am coordinating with Rick and they and with Frank. And let's say I think it is also time for making some improvement or some review of our tools. Yes, I think WB is a wonderful tool, but perhaps we need some features there. And it's my proposal to work on that. Of course, continue selling and continue working with the system version, but I think it is time for having a new vision for IWB and the other two. Thank you.
I want to add a couple of things here because he has to have a conversation with David. But he has a licensing, or with Tucson. He has an invention that he is licensing, and he wants us to help him to license that if we get involved. I happen to like this invention, so we need to evaluate that or not to be. Then for face innovation, we're going to prepare a presentation. He's very well connected. He's from ITSM, which is obviously the best university over there. It's not a public, it's a private university. It's in Monterey. So he has a number of connections that are very important to me. To Stan, we talked about Carlos. He's connected to Carlos. Carlos is the billionaire there that owns Cemex and things. So he's connecting us to a number of different things. And in Miami, he's from Cuba originally. He was the president of a university. So he's very well connected, and he knows the trees, he loves the trees, he translates everything to Spanish, so we really need to
Excellent. Yes, sir.
and start making him very busy, making money for us. And
Yes.
for,
We'll follow up with him.
yeah, we got to follow up with it. Now, there are two people that did not say anything. Omri, are you still there?
Yes, Sion, I'm still here.
Okay, no, but don't talk in Hebrew, talk in English. Omri is...
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay,
Sorry.
Omri is a third-year mechanical engineering student in New York University. He's the son of my doctor that should be here. I don't know why he's not. And he's been trained by Ben. He's certified by Ben, and he's the leader of this community. Students in school, we talked about that, Frank, a lot. We need to start to create a big thing under him, not only at his university. We got several other students, part of Face Innovation. So the segment of the student of Face Innovation need to grow. And I'm working with him. He's too shy, and I'm trying to make him a salesman. Salesman cannot be shy. Shy people don't sell nothing. You know, so you need to be proactive. You need to, and he's very knowledgeable. And he's already got several students over there, so I want to build it up. Is Jim Anataki there from Cornell University? Is he here? How about Ron Forbright?
Ron is here.
Ron Forbright is there?
I am here, yes.
Wow, you're so quiet. I never heard you so quiet, Ron. Okay, Ron is the true father for, oh my God, what a shirt. What did you just came from Hawaii? Where did this shirt come from?
That's my Florida shirt.
It's Florida shirt. Anyway, Ron Forbright, for anybody that doesn't know, he's been a true father of ideation. I've known him for at least 13, 14 years. And he wrote a book that is sensational, and he's active all the time with the I3s that changed his life. So I'll let him tell you.
I started with iTrees about 16 years ago, but I was exposed to trees 10 years before that. So I've been exposed to trees and iTrees for almost 26 years, and I've used something almost every day of my life. It has changed the way I look at systems. I invent continuously. I tell my wife I'm the unhappiest person in the world because I cannot help but look at something and think ways to improve it. I'll automatically start going through a couple of dozen different operators in my mind. Well, we can make it like this, we can make it like that. And that's what I try to do with my students. I try to instill a different way of looking at the world in them, and I've done that. I've taught a course in innovative problem solving the IPS methodology for about 13 years now. And I'm working on a textbook for that course. I've got half that textbook completed already. That describes all of the iTrees operators of solar panel and the IWB software. And I'm working on the other half of that textbook to go with that course, and possibly some online teaching modules over the next 6-7 months or so. The textbook should be ready early next year. And I've just recently have become a member of the technical advisory group for the ISO 56000 that Frank was talking about before. I'll be attending the conference in Melbourne, Florida, which is why I'm wearing my party shirt here. So looking forward to getting involved in that. I think that's an incredible.
By the way, hey, Ran, when I work with the forecast with Ben earlier today, and everybody is going on the 23rd to the conference in Florida that Frank and Jim are organizing, and we said there will be 29 people, I think is the number I was told. If you don't sell 3 kits for $9.95, we're going to fire you as a salesman, my friend. It's only 10%. 10%.
I'm nobody's salesman. I'm a know-it-all engineer, not a salesman, but I will try.
I know, but after you show them the IWB and tell them what it can do, you don't need to sell it anymore. It sells itself.
That I can do.
I know it, and I really appreciate everything that you have done for us. Now, there is a woman there from Germany. Is she still there, Olena? Are you still there? No? She's gone?
No, she's still there. I think she's muted though.
Yes, I'm there.
Olena, tell everybody about yourself in 1 minute, but you're a project of Frank. Frank and you got to get married right away about the Six Sigma, the Lean, and how we can help one another because he's a master with all the books, very knowledgeable, and I somehow believe that now is the best time to connect the design for Six Sigma to the trees. It's connected there anyway. So anybody that is still using Six Sigma doesn't know the trees, he's losing money. At least his company does. So you and Frank got to get a private conversation, not today, but another time.
Right. Thank you, Zion. I'm pleased to be part of the team, and I start with trees. I think many tens years ago when I was an engineer and inventor and PhD student. But the next phase was when I started to teach at the University of Kassel. And the first students there were in the course Creativity and Usability Engineering, and now my students are Ministry of Innovation in Hessen or whatever, the main drivers of, one of the main drivers of trees in Germany. So yeah, last 20 years were mainly Six Sigma journey as a Six Sigma Master Black Belt, and now they call me Operational Excellence Expert, whatever. And I'm very pleased that I was just invited to be an expert in the European, new European program on innovation funded by the European Commission. They are creating so-called innovation hubs, and I will be probably more active there in October, so I will know more. But there is a big funding in Europe, and even bigger, starting from 21 to 27 for the innovation initiatives. I hope there will be something there. So my current project, I was lucky to name myself innovation driver, innovation facilitator, and somehow they all love this this role. So my current project is innovation driver. So that's short about me.
Wonderful. Listen, there is a bunch of people that I didn't see if they're there. How about Morris? Is Morris there? No, I'm disappointed.
Yes. Nope, yes, he is.
Huh?
He's
Langdon's there, yes.
Yeah, hey, good morning, everybody. I'm right here, Zion.
Oh my God, you are there. I showed them the big fuck and I told them about our blind date. So please tell them about yourself quickly. You are very important to the future of ideation, to the future of fashion innovation, to the future of the whole world. You design a setup lab that on the top of you, we are building a high-rise building that's going to blow the whole world away. And I want to start that. For everybody to know, since I met him at the Hilton in Torrance on a blind date, and since Frank introduced me to him, we developed a very close relationship. He's interested to be engaged and to date for a while. I'm not. Skip the engagement. Screw it. We're getting married today. I'm announcing it to the whole world. This is my new partner. Talk to us.
Well, I don't know what else to say after all that introduction. Everything I say will be a letdown.
No, it won't be. Go ahead. Please introduce yourself.
Well, so I've been in innovation consulting for 30 years. I've written a bunch of books, developed a lot of tools and methodologies. With many of you, I'm also on the TAG group working on ISO 56000. What Zion and I discovered at our blind date that he talked about in Torrance, we did have a blind date, was that the iTrees tool and the trees methodology are a very perfect complement to the work that I've done. And so the marriage that Zion is promoting is to bring our managerial expertise and our expertise around the design of innovation centers, facilities, together with the technical tools and solutions that iTrees is able to provide. So if we can make it work, then I'll be happy to get married. We just got to do a little dating and make sure we actually like each other for a while.
We need to finance the wedding, so I'm in a rush to make some money now.
Yeah, well, that'd be good.
Yeah, exactly. I look forward to talk to you on Wednesday. We didn't get to do the whole thing about the MOU and the thing, but by Wednesday we'll do it.
Sounds great.
Oh, and who else is there that, how about Pat Rice? Is he there? No.
I have not seen him.
What about Matan and Terry? Are we going to have to fight them? Where are they?
Yes, here, Terry. I'm
Terry.
here. Yes.
You fell to sleep. Wake up.
This is Jim Harrington.
This is Zion brother from Japan. Terry, introduce yourself.
I have been worked for a patent attorney for Japanese patent attorney for more than 30 years, and also as iTrees specialist and innovation consultant about 10 years. And I try to expand the Japanese market of ideation in 10 years. I felt various difficulties in this work. The biggest difficulty is that many Japanese people recognize the efficiency and the powerfulness of iTrees. However, they feel it is very complicated process and they do not want to practice every day their work. And therefore, we are now trying to simplified version of iTrees, especially IPS and DE. And also we are trying to improve the full process of IPS and DE for professionals, and also developing a web version of software. Since the existing desktop version of iTrees software no longer work properly on Windows, MS Windows Japanese version. We need web version, and web version, SaaS version is very convenient, and because it is not limited by the OS and every people can use on PC and also tablet and on Mac and iPhone and so on, every kind of computer terminals. And also we are now preparing, building education, web education system. Well, conventionally, we provided paper-based education materials and also, and we did real classroom seminars. However, it is not convenient for our clients. Therefore, we try to make a video education system, and every so as for every people can receive education. And we had project services many times. However, that is very hard work, very burden, very hard work, and we are much tired. And we can, therefore, we have changed our. I would like to change our business system from consulting services to software provider services. My ideal vision is we only develop software for innovation creation, innovation creation by web and selling many people as possible, and education services.
Terry, I don't want to be confused, so we can talk later, but did you already prepare in Japanese the software to be more user-friendly? The GE partner, didn't you do the same thing already for Denso? You know, when they're testing the DE software, didn't you make it more user-friendly already? The one that you just sent to us, Kevin asked me a question. How can he browse it? Isn't that the user-friendly version already? Didn't you completed that, or you still doing?
But that's an alpha version.
Alpha version. Okay.
Alpha. And I need your feedback, and we improve it.
I got it. Alpha version. I got it.
Hey, Zion. It sounded like Jim Harrington wanted to speak. He's online.
I didn't even know that he is. I mean, Jim Harrington is very important to me. What are you talking about? He's on the board of directors of Ideation. He's a shareholder. Jim, how are you?
Fantastic.
Wonderful. Then make everybody else feel the same. Talk to us.
Well, I thought I'd say hello at least. You got me up at 5:30 in the morning for the call. and so I'm at least wide awake already. Looks like everybody's very active and very enthusiastic. I'm really pleased.
Hey, Jim, did you talk to Bob Yoyo? The agreement is done, right? We are marketing our stuff together, right? The proposal I sent you.
Yes, sir.
Wonderful,
Yes,
wonderful. Tell everybody about it.
Oh, yeah, I think it's looking at the human factors related to innovation. We're doing a book called Time, Total Improvement Management Excellence.
I love the time.
And it looks at if you want to convert IBM, the whole company, how you actually change the attitude of a whole company over a period of time. So it's looking at the cultural and human factors relationships, and particularly at the management structure. So we've been doing a lot of work restructuring companies to make them more innovation. By that, actually going in and changing the management systems, the departments, and who reported to them, flattening the departments. Just got through with one company that we took 2 levels of management and reduced 52 managers. And when you do something like that, you have the problem. Okay, now what do you do with those 52 managers, or are you going to have unhappy people? So you get into parallel growth patterns that are equally as important in not only in financial but in stature. So it's an interesting area to be in.
It's a wonderful area to be there. No, really, boy, working together is really going to be pleasure here. There is a couple things that I want to make an announcement of. Frank, as gracious as he is, and Maurice, as gracious as he is, and Ran, they wrote 2 separate books, 2 separate e-books that are completed. One is completed by Rick, and I want Rick to introduce himself immediately thereafter. And I want to market both of those on the thing with Maurice Books. And once it's finished and approved by both he and Ran, I think it already is. It's just selling it for $9.95 together with the brainstorming as a gift. It's $100 software. This is only for PR. This is not to make the money. I don't want to give it for free, which is Frank's idea and also Maurice's idea. If you give it for free, they don't read it. If they pay something and get the software, then maybe we can bait them to do all kinds of things. So that I wanted to make that a statement in here. And we are reaching the 1 hour. And did everybody get a chance to say something, or did I miss anybody, Kevin?
I haven't said anything.
Oh, no, Rick, no, after Rick, we're going to go to question and answer. Go ahead, Rick, you're the one now, you're the man.
I'm the man, okay.
Yes, man. Go ahead.
I guess they say something about being last is being first or something, in the Bible. Anyway.
The last one is the best one. That's why you stuck around. That's why Jesus is still alive in your mind.
That's right. That's right. So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna stay on as secretary. I have been asked to do that. I know Frank for over 30 years. I know Zion now for probably about getting close to what, 6 months or a year, something like that, Zion.
It feels like 100 years. That's why I call you brother.
Yeah, it does feel like 100 years. So I'm going to continue to be a secretary. I'm going to be mostly in an advisory role to the board and to support the operations, things like what Zion and David want to do, provide ideas, guidance, network connections, and stuff like that that we have been developing over the many years that we've been together. Frank and I both were very instrumental in Florida Power and Light winning the first Deming Prize, Deming International Prize of any company outside of Japan, which is basically Florida Power and Light. After which, I set up my own company and have been independent ever since. So the company that we set up some years ago, which now is being restarted and pushed again, is the company of 2020 Innovation Network. And that's a very important network that ideation is a part of, and that I feel, and I think most of us that are part of it feel, is going to be part of getting face and ideation, many new network connections and many new potential members. So also the people that are part of that network will become obvious experts in innovation management, if they're not that already. I think that summarizes how I feel about 2020 innovation, and I hope that I can help out as much as I can.
You can help more than that. He has the desire to become an IT specialist like Bill, like Tucson. But to establish an infrastructure, we cannot depend for the rest of our life on Boris and Anna. They're too old. We need to create an infrastructure so we can scale, so we can really make it a thing. Like Avi got to become an IT specialist, just like Paul Sagan. So with that, thank you so much for all of you to participate, and hopefully the ones that have not listened to it will start getting more involved, like all of you. Any questions, any answers to any one of us, The idea of the Face Innovation is to start a community of our own. We are one family. I treat you all as a partner. We are oh, where is Ben? Ben didn't say a damn thing.
Hello, I'm here. I was listening and I enjoyed listening to everybody's talks. And
Ben is absolutely fantastic. Ben is in Toronto. Ben has been a tremendous help, and without him, I don't even know if we would have been in business because I cannot follow up any sales call with my deficiency of not being able to type. So I wanted to share with you what is current situation, especially for Jim. We want to go after the Middle East opportunities together. Just because he's not in Dubai or Abu Dhabi, that doesn't mean that we don't want to do the business with the connection that Jim has and the one that he developed when he was there. So let Ben talk to us, please, for the next 2 minutes. Go ahead, Ben.
Hi, this is Ben. I'm now away from UAE and Dubai and back to Canada. I'm hoping with Zion to expand the Face Innovation into Canada primarily. That is now being practically my home country. And of course, if there are opportunities in Middle East, I wouldn't mind. What I found out in Middle East was that, at least in UAE, they talk a lot about innovation, but it requires other ingredients, but we have to see what happens there also. But with a lot of drivers available here in Canada, I'm sure that we have a tremendous opportunity to do something big here in Canada compared to the size of the 30 million people. But it also becomes a role model for some other countries and some other geographical places to follow. And the reason is that because we are so close proximity with, Toronto, Detroit, and USA and Canada, therefore it's a good testing ground. And there are some existing customers here in Canada that worked closely with Zion before, and we can approach them again with a new business plan that we are developing at this moment. I think this is
the return of him to Canada helped me to establish a new sales strategy of David Banner introduce himself to all the existing customers of Ideation by going to the biggest ones of all and tell him that now he's been appointed that he would like to resume the thing. So we have about 10 of them. And the biggest one, is Steve Curtis on?
Yes.
Steve, are you on?
Yes.
I think that the Zoom does this justice to your handsomeness. I can't believe it. This is so fantastic for Steve to be the last speaker because he brought to Ideation, I've known him for years, and he had the meeting here that he will tell you about, and he brought to Ideation Innovation to all of us the biggest opportunity that I've never faced in stages. So I'll let him tell you that because I was going to mention that, but I'm so glad that he's on. And he's in Irvine, so he's been suffering since 6 o'clock waiting for him to talk. Go ahead, Steve, please.
Can you hear me all right?
Oh, I hear you wonderful. Next door.
Okay. Well, first of all, I want to thank you, Zion, for inviting me into this innovation community. It's been great. I've met
You're the founder. Without
So, like all of you, we're dedicated to innovation. And in the 90s, it was really hard to find like-kind people. And it's nice to know that we have them all over the world. I believe to commercialize all the great inventions. And that's my mission. And I've seen the universities with their tech transfer never been able to turn that into a commercialized money-making thing. So one of my clients I'm working with is a venture fund that helps startups. And they have a unique business model. They're going to invest some money with the startups that they screen and think has a great potential. They're going to put some money up along with some bigger VCs. and their objective is to have 22 of these by the year 22. And we have one right now that's pretty amazing, and want to talk to Bob and Tucson and some other people, because I believe that all startups, the greatest thing we could do is help them with their patent, because they have a stronger patent, they could raise more money quicker and better. So I just want to leave you with one thought before I get off is, I remember what Walt Disney said, 35 years ago, think the impossible and work backwards. And that's exactly what we're doing here in ideation. So my fellow friends, I'm glad I'm here.
You're too short. Can you please tell them the area of the invention about, because it's a new promising area?
Yes, it's the last mile with Amazon and all the other people that deliver packages. They're losing billions of dollars at the store step, as we all know. And this particular company has some really unique invention with cameras and sensors and stuff that folds up and is going to revolutionize how we get our merchandise at the front door. But I think Boris is going to have some great input, and Bob Euro and some other people. But we could help.
Steve, I already talked to Boris. He's excited. So get the 50,000 commitment on Monday. He will start working right away on it.
Do you want it in check or bags?
I'm going to kill you for that answer.
Okay, thank you, guys.
I wanted to wire 10% of it so he can start working on it immediately, and then he will impress the shit and the rest of it.
Okay.
Anyway, this is a great opportunity, and being your friend and helping us, it's been wonderful. Anybody, any question to anybody? If I miss anybody, please jump ahead, and if not...
I tried taking roll call here. Could I see if there's anybody that I'm missing? Okay, so let me just read this real quick. I have Bob Uriel, Kevin Dutcher, myself, Zion, Omri, Yelena, Frank, David Bonner, Toussaint Langdon, Bill Craddock, Paul Seguin, Noel, Terry Kamimura, Elena, I don't know your last name, Ron Fulbright, Ben, Elia Lichtenstein, Omar, I don't have your last name.
No, wait, hold it. Eli, you still there? Lichtenstein, the one that just graduated from Purdue University and working for a job, for living. Where is he? You just mentioned his name.
I did. I don't know if he's still there, but he was there.
Lichtenstein.
Okay.
He's a student of Ben. He was certified. He's a great guy. He graduated from Purdue and aerospace engineers, and he's working now. It's bad.
Earlier, I think left. He's already left.
What about Boris? Boris was supposed to come on to tell us about his vision for the ITRIs of the future in 2 minutes. Where is he?
I didn't see. Okay, let me. Can I finish my list, please? Okay. So
and Len Kaplan did not say anything.
That's correct. Omar, I don't have your last name.
Omar is the guy that you introduced us to, that Frank student. The green.
Oh, okay.
I wanted him to say
Omar
something.
Shinawi.
Chinawi, okay.
I wanted to introduce himself. He's a good man. I talked to him a lot.
Okay. Go ahead, Omar.
Oh, sure, great. So thanks everyone for allowing me to join today's meeting and join this esteemed group of professionals from around the world. My name is Omar El Shinawi. I currently am employed with UCF in a business intelligence and analytics role. So my background is in analytics, business intelligence, and sort of database management, project management, and then also with the great help and mentorship from folks like Dr. Vol in particular. starting to develop my skills in the Six Sigma world. So I'm currently a green belt and working on my black belt with Dr. Vol and others. So it's a great pleasure to be here, and I'm very excited to learn more and to get more actively involved.
He's a young kid. He's 33. I promise him that in 5 years he will retire.
Okay. The next
Good
person
one.
I had was Leonid Kaplan.
Yeah, Len, tell us about. Len is an IT specialist. He came from Russia. He's a student of Boris and Allah. Where is he? Oh, Len, talk to us.
I'm here. Okay, thank you for mentioning, definitely. I'm a student of Boris and Allah, and I came to ideation in 1995. This is when I met Zion, and since then I'm really impressed with his, how to say it, with his energy and vigor to run this company through all times, good times, bad times, whichever. And thank you so much for inviting me to this great team of supporters and innovators.
Rick, why don't you take him to NASA? He will solve all the problems. The one that you opened the door to. He's right there, next door to you over there.
NASA. Okay.
Really. He's a really, he knows what that. I've seen him in action with Honeywell. It blew their mind with the problem that they had for years. So he's very good. He's very good.
All right. So we already talked about Steve Curtis. Then I have Bill Palmer, and I have Jim Herring.
Oh, is Bill Palmer there?
Sure is.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, no, he in Tucson. I mean, Bill, say a couple words. I've known you for 150 years. Where are you, Bill? You're in Atlanta. Come on. Hello? No, Bill.
He could be muted. I can't tell.
No. Who else did we miss?
I have, that's it. Well, I have some phone numbers, which I don't know if there's different people than the ones I listed, but I have a 407-340-6835, which I believe is Omar. And then I have a
Yes, sir, that's me.
Okay. And then I have a 703-407-2636.
That's David Fanner. David Fanner is 713 in Houston.
703.
703 is in Washington. That's Paul.
That's Paul. Okay. And then 626-230-0998.
206, that's Tucson in Seattle.
626.
I don't know what 626 is.
Okay. Well,
I remember.
so that's a mystery person. Okay. Other than that, did I miss anybody?
Give me the number of the 626. I want to call that number. What is it?
626
Right.
230-0998.
0918.
0998.
Oh, now I need to repeat the whole thing.
626
626
230
230
0998.
0998.
98.
Wow, that's familiar. 0998. This kind of number I can remember. I have a method to remember numbers.
Zion, just a time check. It's 11:15.
Yeah, I know. I think we wrapped up. If there's not any questions, everybody have a great weekend. Nice talking to all of you. The next one will be in November before Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Plummer. The one that I just called was Bill Plummer.
Okay, well, we have him already.
Yeah, I know, but that's the number that I didn't know, 626, whatever.
Okay, good. So we're good. All right.
Okay, hey, thank you guys for everything, for your support, for the thing, everything. Frank, this is gonna work this time. We're gonna make it work.
Sounds good, Zion. Have a good weekend.
Thank
Bye
you,
now.
Thanks,
everybody.
everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Zion.
Yeah, bye. Take care. Omi, I'll call you later on in a week.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.